Hello and welcome to this recording of the Springer Nature poster session, Advancing DEI in Research Publishing, Putting Strategy into Practice for SSB's 45th Annual Meeting. My name is Soumya Swaminathan, and I chair Springer Nature's DEI program in our Research and Solutions business. In this recording, I'll take you through the details of our poster, and I'll talk about how we're delivering on our external diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI strategy at Springer Nature. DEI is at the heart of Springer Nature's mission. We aim to be a responsible business that enables millions of researchers, educators, clinicians, and others to access, trust, and make sense of the latest insights so that we can all improve and enrich our lives and the planet. We believe that DEI is a vital part of our organizational culture and at the heart of how we serve our communities. Within Springer Nature, that means building a strong and vibrant organizational culture where everyone can thrive and everyone has access to equitable opportunities for success. We were delighted to be recognized for our efforts last year at the British Diversity Awards, winning Diversity Team of the Year. Externally, we're working to ensure that our content, our products, and our services reflect the diversity and needs of the communities we serve. And in our research and solutions business, our DEI strategy has 4 key pillars of action, which we've outlined in this poster. These pillars were developed with a view to building the values of DEI in our processes for publishing content, for creating products and services for researchers, for building enduring bridges with the communities we serve, and for building alliances across the industry and within the community for sustainable change. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the work we've undertaken under each pillar. Starting on the left, our first pillar focuses on inclusive practices. One example of this is the work that we're doing to develop resources that will help us become more representative in the groups that we work with, editors, editorial board members, and peer reviewers, and that will also help us become more inclusive in our editorial and publishing processes through resources like a sensitivity reading guide and an inclusive language guide. We've also achieved year-on-year gains in increasing gender representation in our Nature Conferences program. This is very much due to the hard work of the teams that bring our Nature Conferences to life, and also a function of the transparent and clear way in which we are making our expectations known to the partners we work with. More recently, we launched a new DEI research publishing internship program called Opening Doors in the UK and the US for students and graduates to improve representation in the industry and to invest in diverse talent for the future. Next, we know that systemic change is needed to really embed DEI in the industry and in the community, and that we must work together across the research community and the publishing industry. So our second pillar is focused on community engagement and working with our stakeholders. An example of that is the work we're doing with the Joint Commitment for Action on Inclusion and Diversity in publishing in 2021. We are really excited about the potential for change that will come as a result of working alongside our peers in the industry to advance change together. We're also really pleased to be serving researchers in historically Black colleges and universities through our inaugural HBCU masterclasses. And we're very excited to be addressing inclusive health research through a partnership with Takeda's Center for Health Equity and Patient Affairs. Both of these initiatives were developed by the Springer Nature Black Employee Network in partnership with colleagues across Springer Nature. Other partners and stakeholders that we're working with to engender change within the community and the industry are, for example, Research for Life, with whom we work to make research available to those who need it in lower and middle income countries, Valuable 500, who've set up a Generation Valuable, a scheme to develop the next generation of leaders with disabilities. Finally, we are really pleased to be working with the Asian Pacific American Librarians Association, who, thanks to Springer Nature's ANPI employee network, our Asian and Pacific Islanders employee network, we've collaborated with to sponsor the 2021 APA LA travel grant. The third pillar which we focus on is policy, which we see as a further instrument for change, and which we have used successfully in other areas like open research. So we take our responsibility to publish ethical research very seriously. And to this end, we recently announced a series of guidance. First, focusing on content that could be harmful to population groups and setting out some guidance and principles for how to avoid that. Second, a new approach to improve inclusion and ethics in global research collaborations, which focuses on raising awareness, creating transparency, so that we can move away from detrimental research practices like helicopter research and ethics dumping. And finally, we've also updated our guidance for reporting sex and gender and race and ethnicity in research publications across Nature portfolio journals. We've also created a policy and a process to support our transgender authors and others to update their names on their published works. Finally, the last pillar of our strategy focuses on communicating our position and ambition. So our community needs to know that we stand firmly behind the need to improve diversity, equity, and inclusion in research, and we're developing new resources, including communications toolkits to support our colleagues to engage on DEI, stating our commitment and position on DEI in our contractual agreements. So to conclude, I'd like to thank you for listening to this recording. We are deeply grateful for the many people across the organization who are dedicated to DEI in a huge number of ways, through DEI teams, through committees and working groups, through our employee networks and more, and whose dedication and energy really allows us to move forward on advancing DEI every day. Thank you.